Okay, today we have new topic, that is, which topic we are to start? Class struggle. Yesterday you people had. Try to be a questioning mind. Now you are studying sociology. What is difference between sociology and common sense?
Common sense. Need to prove common sense whether
Sociology has a questioning approach. There is DGP written here. What does it mean? I know that none of you know. You should develop the questioning approach. Now you are in sociology. DGP means, what do we say? Deferred gratification pattern. Deferred gratification pattern. In one word, it is talking about the whole sentence. And this syndrome is mostly found among the middle class. Today, at this age, you want to enjoy the life, but you have kept yourself under the wall of your room. Why? You are deferring your gratification for better future. This is DGP. Okay. And before starting class struggle, what I am going to do? What is mode of production? Economic structure of society. Correct interpretation. Now, can you explain me the economic structure of society according to Marx?
production is generation of production.
Forces of production plus means of production. What is this forces of production? Forces of production is tools, technology, equipments. These are the forces, isn't it? Till we don't add plus labor force, it is not forces. That will become means of production. Tools, technology, equipments plus labor force is necessary. Forces of production. Just simplify it. That was a technical information you have given. Other to it, forces of production. What is forces of production?
Control
How
of environment or nature.
Degree of control over environment or nature. From the early primitive society to the capitalist society, we have seen the degree of control over the environment. Okay. As well as we know that forces of production are static, dynamic. The relation of production
Resistive.
means they are static. Static or resistant is also saying that you are talking about being static. It is talking itself. You are resisting the change. It means you want to be static.
But then you can't be static. I mean, it's just that it's
Just I want to understand the relation of production. Just now you have said dynamic.
yes, sir.
Dynamic can be fast as well as in continuous gradual process. So just try to get the sense over it. Means it is dynamic, then it will be static. Resistive means you are talking that I don't need change.
But then the
There are two
non-owners,
groups
they
of
will be deciding change.
Have I asked about those changes? Just I am asking the question. You will have the liberty to ask the question.
So, but there's two components. One will be studying from the perspective of owners and the other from non-owners. It's just that
Have I asked that what are the different type of relation of production? When I will ask that what is the type of relation of production, then you will say that owner and non-owner. That is capitalist and tenants. Those who are working on their property. Just I wanted to make it clear here when it is static, or to make it understand resistive. We know that with the change in forces of production, change in relation of production takes place, isn't it? Now, I just wanted to know, or I want to know, that how this change in relation takes place, or till now, as Marx has said, or he explained the change according to mode of production in two ways. First, he has talked about French Revolution. What is the uniqueness he has said about the changes which were brought in the society during the French Revolution?
Conflict between minorities.
Conflict between minorities?
It was conflict between existing order and emergent order.
Who is correct? This one, this person?
Both are same by voices.
Yeah?
Both
So-
are same.
Both are correct. Both has just expanded it. Because first he said it was conflict between the minorities, and then he explains it that is between the emergent, that is the bourgeois class, and the feudal class, the conservative class. And he says that now onward, with the advent of the capitalism, a new revolution will take place, and that will be between owners and non-owners, means majority and minority. The bourgeois will be the minority, and the subject class, the proletariats, will be the majority. Got it? Very good. Actually 2 दिन रिवीजन हो गया होगा. Okay. Now let us get alienated. Now, what is alienation? No idea. Totally alienated with the subject. Yeah.
To work without self-consciousness or to fulfill needs.
Yeah. Why working without your self-interest?
Satisfied by
Yeah.
social and biological needs.
Yeah. Just to satisfy social and biological needs, the person doesn't find any interest in the work. And this socio-psychological condition is known as alienation. Yes. Can you name some of the scholars who has talked initially about alienation? One was Hegel.
Eric Fromm.
Yeah.
Eric Fromm.
Yes.
Reason.
Reason. Now you are just naming them. Just explain what was their intention. Okay, who gave the lonely crowd? Riesman. What he considered about it? In the West, he has
busy life, people are getting alienated.
in the West, people are so much conscious about their career that they are very much busy in their career making and getting totally alienated from the society itself. And although they are in crowd, but they feel the loneliness, isn't it? Please. How Marx rejects all this explanation?
These are subjective and not universally applicable.
Yes, very good. Then what he says, that what could are the processes of alienation? Just give me the 4 names. What are the processes of alienation? What he has said?
Alienation from the process.
Yeah, D.
De-objectification.
De-objectification. Yes. Self. These are the 4. What is de-objectification?
Creativity is lost.
Yeah.
Creativity is losing of creativity.
Losing of one's creativity. Why? Why losing one's creativity?
Because of the involvement of number of
Yeah?
because of the involvement of number of other people in production.
Because of factory.
Because of factory system, means what you have said, number of people are involved. And earlier they were considered to be creative. Why they were creative?
They found happiness in the discovery of object.
Of discovery of creating an object. Why they used to feel the happiness?
They used to
Because
get
they are
appraisal.
consumers.
Why consumers used to appreciate them?
Because there was only one person.
Because they themselves has created it. If you remember, okay, tell me who is the most intelligent son of the world? Hmm? Every father possesses that son. Why? The person is the creation of one's own. We need appreciation for our creation. The same is regarding the object also. If you have created a drawing, if people appreciate, you feel the satisfaction, isn't it? And in modern factory system, capitalist society, because of fragmentation of work, nobody can claim that that particular product is mine. Any example? Yeah? Car.
Different parts are designed by
You have given a good example, but very complicated. Make it simple, as I give the doll, isn't it? Yeah? Assembly and all means nobody can claim that I am the creator of the mobile, or I am the creator of the car, or any of the modern equipments, or any of the modern object, isn't it? Because different people are working at different level. There are different specialists they have created it, and finally it goes to the assembly room where it is being assembled. And that is the reason of de-objectification. How it is exploitation?
because they are producing but cannot claim ownership.
Producing. What is production?
Production is caused due to decreasing in trust levels between the.
What is production? Technically, I want to know what is production.
Production is something which binds the owners and the non-owners together.
Yes. Means both the component, owners and non-owners are required. Both collectively creates or generates production. Okay? In production, during the process of production, collectivity is there. But when you are to appropriate or take the profit, who takes the profit? The owner. Means while in the process of making, both were equal, but when it is about the taking the margin or the profit, the capitalist, the owner claims over it. That is exploitation, isn't it? Competition. Yeah.
It creates alienation from co-workers.
Alienation from co-workers. How?
Because of
Because
specialization.
Due to specialization.
lack
So
of
because the workers are not friendly with each other for the sake of promotion and incentives.
And some easy perks or incentive. That's why once such thing transpires, or if you are misleading or giving the co-workers clue to the management, the workers will lose the trust among themselves. They will suspect their friends itself. It means you won't enjoy that collectivity, isn't it? So you, in competition, that also aspires. What is last? Yeah?
It is effect of all the three.
Yeah, it is a cumulative effect of all these three. Okay, lastly, do you think that Marx is against industrialization? No. Industrialization was brought by capitalists itself. Was Marx against industrialization? No. How?
He said it reduces the burden on the labor.
Yeah?
It reduces the burden on the labor.
Then whom he blame?
Capitalists.
Capitalists. Why?
They exploited the situation to their advantage.
Yes, he said that industrialization lessen the burden, but the main problem is with the process, that is capitalism. That although the machine will reduce your work, but under the process of capitalism, the number of hours increases for mass production. Other to it, due to this, people don't enjoy their life, or else they also find, yes please, themselves or their work monotonous. The reason apparent for in an industrial work, you don't need to develop a special skill, but a simple knack, simple skill, switching on and off. And not for a day or two, but years and years you are performing the same thing. Not a special skill is there. So you lose your inbuilt creativity, as well as the work is very much monotonous. And he says that in such a situation, socio-cultural or socio-economic condition, alienation is bound to take place. Any criticism of alienation? Not mine.
It's
Max
not
Weber said
proletariats alone who face
Yeah?
both
Max
ways.
Weber said that
First, try to start your answer with some scholar's name. Max.
Max Weber said that bureaucracy is the biggest source of alienation, rather than
Bureaucracy is the biggest source of alienation.
Bureaucrats face
He
alienation.
says that not only in factory system, there are other disciplines where alienation is caused.
Yeah, alienation has been caused. Just he has raised an issue that bureaucracy is the biggest source of alienation.
Bureaucracy is the recipients of alienation. They themselves get alienated.
Bureaucracy, the bureaucrats. How? Huh?
Self-abidance by the rules.
Yeah, due to strict abidance to the rules and regulation. That's why he said that bureaucracy is the biggest source of alienation. Because if you have been selected on the process because you have the intelligence, but when you come to the hierarchy, then onward, what you think is not necessary, whatever the order has been passed, you need to implement them. Your personal thought says that this is not the right way, but then also you will have to follow them, isn't it? And when you are under such, you develop a habit regarding such thing, alienation is bound, because I know that you need the favor from me, but under the rules and regulation, under such article and sub clauses, I can't help you. It becomes irrational. So I know that if I have to be in the bureaucracy in a particular organization, I'll have to follow it. And when it is for years and years, you become an intellectual without a spirit, isn't it? Any other?
Albert Marcus,
Yes.
he said that not only industrial workers are facing problem of alienation, capitalists are also facing this.
Yes, as Max Weber has said that Marx is correct, but over dramatized the industrial worker. Marcus says directly that if you are saying that due to performance of the same thing for a longer time, the workers are getting alienated, then why shouldn't it apply to the capitalist also? They are also doing the same thing. They are also in a particular business. They are also performing the same thing. So alienation could also affect them or affects them also. Yes, class struggle is one of the most important methodology or method used by Marx to understand the society, to explain the society. And for this, first he explains it into, or we can understand it in two ways, that is in descriptive sense and second sociological sense. As we know that Marx was not sociologist. If he was not sociologist, then what was he? Thinker. Thinker means
He does not require any PhD.
yeah, he is not related to any discipline. He has created some theories or concept. Any discipline, if they feel comfortable that the content of a particular person may enrich their subject matter, they just borrow from that particular thing. Yes, we will study the class struggle according to Marx. First I will introduce you with his descriptive sense, then his sociological explanations. Descriptive sense means he wants to see that, or he uses the class as a classification device to understand the stratification in the society. Not in a sociological analysis, but in factual information, what is the condition of the society. And in two of his writings, in his essays or pamphlets, he has talked about differentiation in the society or stratification in the society. In one of his essay in 1848, after the revolution, he has written Revolution and Counter-Revolution. In Germany. What is of our interest here, that in this he has identified around 7 different type of classes in society. These were, according to him, feudal, landlords, bourgeois, petty bourgeois, rich peasants, poor peasants, proletariat, and the last, that is lumpen proletariats. Remember, this last is of most importance here. Lumpen proletariats. We have heard feudal landlords, bourgeois, petty bourgeois, rich peasants, poor peasants, proletariats. What is proletariat? The poor people, isn't it? Not the poor people.
According to Marx, he said that proletariats are industrial laborers.
Yes. He has specified it, isn't it? And then one word, lumpen proletariats. He says that actually this is a dangerous class. Remember, proletariats are the favorite of Marx, isn't it? All his theory is based to protect their rights, to understand proletariats. But he says that there is also one section that is lumpen proletariats, and he has categorized that they are dangerous class. Why? Because he says these lumpen proletariats are very poor people and they are not related to social system. And remember, when you are in starvation, you can do any act to survive yourself. You will find that most of the criminals, they belong to the slums or the very poor section. Why? Because for them crime is an occupation to survive themselves, isn't it? The same thing is said because proletariats, they are engaged in factory, they are getting some salary for their survival. But these are the lumpen proletariats, they don't have any job, very poor people. And he says the bourgeois hires this lumpen proletariat to afflict pain on the proletariats. And that is the reason he says that they are the dangerous classes. So he has, in his essay, he has talked about the variety of classes in the society. In his second, after the Paris Commune, he has written the essay that is Uprising Class and Class Conflict in France. In that he has said that we can categorize our stratification or the classes into two. That is, although he says there are variety of classes, already have shown that there are variety of classes, but he says that broadly we can sense that there are two classes, owners and non-owners. Now why he is restricting himself into two? Already he has said there are around 7 classes, but later on he restricts himself in any of these two. He said that okay, what classes we have seen, the landlords, the bourgeois, the proletariats also, can't we divide them into two of them? We can it. And this is very much helpful to understand the society in sociological sense. Because what is sociology? It is ideography, isn't it? Nomothetic or ideography? You really know, or because to oppose me you are saying? Okay, nomothetic. What is nomothetic? Generalization. Now for generalization, that is in sociological sense, to generalize our concept, the two type of society is better way to understand the society in sociological sense. Yes? Because in his class struggle, he wanted to show or explain the conflict in the society. Okay, according to Marx, how changes in the society takes place.
Because of change in the process of production, change in production, and this causes conflict. And because of this conflict, change occurs.
Given the answer, isn't it? Means because of the conflictive interest, conflict takes place, and conflict cannot go for a long time. Some sort of resolution, some sort of solution is necessary over there. And when we come to the solution for a specific period, we have, means the society gets transformed. In a technical word, can you explain? Yeah?
Revolution.
Yeah, revolution takes place. But whatever we have said, technically can you say?
Dialectic unfold.
The dialectical unfold is there. How this dialectical unfold takes place? Thesis, antithesis, synthesis, isn't it? This is the process through which the changes goes on. And in this class struggle, he wanted to show that how due to conflict, change in society takes place. Okay, we have talked a lot about this class. What is this class?
Stratification based on ownership of property.
Any other person? It is not necessary that he may be correct or may be correct. What is class?
Something which is not defined since one's birth, something which one acquires, status that one acquires, like in material terms.
In material terms. Remember, marks means you are talking class in the material terms, that is income or occupation. These are the material terms, isn't it? Yes, now let me make it clear. He is correct. Marx has said that, I am talking about Marx class. Marx has said that class defines or is related to or revolves around axis of property. He has categorically said that it is not an income or occupation. Remember, Marx has said that class is not related to income or occupation, but it revolves around axis of property. Owners, axis of property. Non-owners, axis of property. Yes, now let me make it more clear. He said that not on the basis of income or occupation, but it revolves around axis of property. Yes, we can take an example. Why not income and or occupation? He says in his Das Kapital that if a brick owner and bricklayer both are performing same occupation, having same income, but the brick owner will come to the owners group, the capitalist group, and the bricklayer, although he is having the same income, same occupation, well, but he will be in this non-owner group. Or in other sense we can say, but don't jot it into your answer. In Marx's explanation of class, the owner of pan shop, because he is owner, he will be in this group. And if you are employed in MNC having lakh or 5 lakh salary per month, you will be in this group, isn't it? According to him, this is the criteria. Means he says that income and occupation doesn't define your position in the society, but are you the owner of the property or non-owner?
Capital position defines.
Capital position in the society, that you are owner or not owner. Remember, this class definition is according to Marx. Some others has talked about on the basis of income and occupation, but that is not our concern right now. We are to understand how Marx has is trying to make us understand. Okay. Clear that according to Marx, class is not according to income or occupation, but it revolves around the axis of property. Okay. Now, how this class emerges? How emergence of class took place in our society? I know that you people know it. Just be confident and you will be able to give the answer. How the class in the society emerged?
Because of self-consciousness. Consciousness in society.
That will lead to conflict.
People with same kind of jobs or under same occupation.
Go to historical materialism.
Surplus.
Surplus, isn't it? We know that for the first time the society got divided due to surplus. What is this surplus? extra, then consumption. Then why it created conflict or division in the society? Why surplus created division in the society? Regarding the ownership of the surplus. Yes, we have already gone that except primitive communism, ancient, feudal and capitalist society, the society has been divided on the basis of the on the basis of claiming the surplus. From in ancient society it was divided into lord and serf, isn't it? Masters and slave. Then in feudal, lord and serf. And as we know that the working class is slave, serf as well as proletariats. All of them had the same position in the society, isn't it? Not same. They are the working, they are the person who was providing service to the society. What was the difference?
Rights increased.
Yeah?
Rights increased from slave to serf and serf to proletariats.
All had different rights.
Yes.
Okay, I agree.
Rights got expanded as in one transformation.
Why it got expanded?
Because of consciousness and because of
Not consciously, because of change in the economy, isn't it? Because of change in the economy, different type. Because as we know, superstructure determines the infrastructure. Acha, I am wrong. Yes, infrastructure influences the superstructure. Why?
Because infrastructure speaks about economy and superstructure is about
Because superstructure is to serve the infrastructure, isn't it? So according to Marx, the bourgeois or the haves create such type of superstructure that it will be helpful for their economic situation, isn't it? Okay. We know that emergence of class took place due to surplus. And we also know the various society was created after the primitive communism. Always they were unequal because of surplus itself. Yes, now due to surplus, there is a competition for the ownership, and that leads to conflict. Now in our society, according to Marx, he said that there are two ways in which the conflict will occur in the society. First, traditional owner and non-ownership group. And second, even among the ownership group, the conflict will take place. How? We have gone through all these informations. You have given me the answer right now, French Revolution. In French Revolution, the minority conflict was more or so between nobility and merchants or the bourgeois. Both are ownership group. Now why there is conflict among the ownership group? The reason apparent, one is older order and another is emergent order. It means, if you remember, forces of production is dynamic, it is changing, and they want the relation of production to change. Older order is comfortable with the relation of production, but because change in forces of production has taken place, now the emergent groups need a different type of relation of production in the society. Why the capitalists will like to hire the serf type of system over there? They need a wage laborers, so that according to your capacity you are giving me your labor and I am giving you the compensation, not the whole family. Because society, the environment has changed, the technology, the economy has changed over here. And the feudal system or the feuds, the lords will want to maintain the earlier relation of production, and this will lead to changes, isn't it? So this is the way of changes in the society. Yes. Now he says that due to this reason the society has gone from various stages. What are the stages he had defined? What are the stages? Primitive communism, ancient society, feudal society, capitalism, and in future he envisages that communism will come, isn't it? Now he analyzes the class structure and he says that in future conflict in the class system or the capitalist system is bound to take place. Why? Because in this system our relation is based on contract. He says the capitalist system is very competitive system. Even among the capitalists there is competition, and this will lead to exploitation. If you think that you are a broad-hearted entrepreneur or the capitalist, you are taking care of your workers, but he says in that sense, first thing the workers will apprehend because you are in the situation, you are in the position of owner. Secondly, you won't be able to give lot of favor to your workers. Why? Because in capitalist system, not only about exploitation, but among capitalists also they are having lot of competition. If you want to be in the fray, if you want to be in the market, your products should be cheap and with quality. Other competitors are over there. Yes, he says in a capitalist system we need surplus, constant, variable capital. If you have a factory or industry, naturally your intention is that you should have some profit. The surplus should be maintained. Along with it, there is also a constant capital. Means if you want to be in the market, you will have to constantly invest or spend on upgradation of your machineries. If new technology comes, you should upgrade your factory with those new technologies. Why? Because they will be more efficient than the earlier, so they can produce more and with better quality. Then only you can sustain yourself in the market, because others are doing. So this will be constant. Without what is your earning is different thing, but if you want to be in the market, always you will have to invest or spare some amount for this constant capital for upgradation of your system. You can't reduce your expenditure in this constant capital if you are sincere or sensitive about the market. Then comes variable capital. Yes, here we can increase or decrease. Yes, we can go through electricity bill. Somewhat you can negotiate with your electricity bill or with the staff salary, isn't it? Means it is variable. It can increase or decrease. Otherwise, this is constant. And capitalist, you have the intention that at any cost you should maintain the ratio of your surplus. That is your source of motivation. You can't do any changes in constant surplus, otherwise it will affect your market. Then only thing that can vary, that is your staff salary or other expenses, which is not very important. Now what he says, why capitalist is exploitative? He said that it is not necessary to decrease the salary of the staff. Means here in variable capital, it doesn't mean that decreasing the salary of the staff. Without decreasing the salary of the staff also, you are exploiting them. How? Yes, he says that you have invested on your constant capital. High quality machine you have. Larger production is taking place. Means better profit is coming to you. And you are not increasing the salary of the staff. That is also exploitation. Or you are not increasing the salary of the staff in ratio of your profit. That is also exploitation. He says that this is the way through which the exploitation in the capitalist society takes place. Means exploitation is not that only I am not decreasing your salary, but in ratio of your profit, if you are not giving it, it is an exploitation. Other to it, he says that capitalism has a monopolistic tendency. Monopolistic capitalism is emerging. He says that in capitalism, what is our main theme, main purpose? To increase our production so that it will give us more profit. If every capitalist increases their production, yes, one aspect is there may be economic boom, but it will also lead to economic slump. If everywhere there is overproduction, from where you will get the customers? If they don't have the earning power, it means it will lead to slum. And in slum, chaos will take place in the society. If things are going well, nobody pay heed to it. But the things have gone wrong, everybody will be very much sensitive towards it. Isn't it? In case of the overproduction, slump may take place, and in that a chaos will take place in the society. And he has said that the process of pauperization, polarization, and homogenization will take place. What is meaning of pauper? Pauper means poor. Ization means process of becoming poorer will take place in comparison to the capitalist, the bourgeois. Secondly, he says polarization. Why pauperization? Already we have explained over here that you are getting your surplus increased, profit increased, but in that ratio you are not increasing the salary of the staff. Means in comparison to the capitalist or the bourgeois, the staff is getting the salary but they are more pauper. Isn't it? The process of pauperization is going on. Polarization will take place. Polarization means two poles, north and south, two ends. This pole will be of bourgeois and proletariats. Now, how this process of polarization will take place? Yes, already we have said that although in sociological sense he has divided the class into two, owner and non-owner, but he is also aware that some other classes also exist in our society, means independent or freelance worker, middle class, there are various other classes. He has the knowledge about it. Although in definition or defining, giving a sociological definition about this class, he focuses in two, but he has the knowledge that other also exist. He says that actually in capitalism, polarization will take place. Means the independent entrepreneurs or middle class worker or freelance workers, such a type of market situation will be created that they will be squeezed to come to the camp of the proletariats, take a job in some of the factory. The market situation will be created in such a way. So he says now two camp is ready over here. One, the minority, the bourgeois; another, the majority, that is the proletariats. The in between people has also been squeezed by the condition to join it. We have the factory system. Now what will happen? Consciousness will emerge. Why consciousness will emerge? Because we know that in capitalist society we have factory system. What is the specific thing about the factory system? Under the same roof for a longer years, not a day or two, but years and years. And this will help the people, the workers, co-workers to develop an intimacy. And then they will start talking about the exploitation done by the boss or the bourgeois. And he says during this time, subjective awareness and objective reality will become one. Yes, my friend, before explaining it, although I have explained it, I would like to say that Marx has said or has given a term to the two different type of positions. That is class in itself and class for itself. Class in itself is talking about a specific category. Now, if I ask you, if I say, utter the word girl, what does it mean? A specific category, isn't it? Do you feel oneness with the word girl? Do you know all the girls of the world? No. All of you belong to one category. But we don't have the belongingness, we feeling for it. Isn't it? But if I say girl of sociology class, we are aware about it. Or if I say IS aspirant, all of you all are IS aspirant. I hope you know all the 10 lakh candidates. Don't know it. Although you come to a specific category, that this category is prepared or engaged in a specific work, that is they are preparing for civil services. Class in itself. But we don't have any we feeling for each other. But if I say IS aspirant of sociology class, we are aware about each other. Just take an example. Right now we are having our class. If the management comes and says that now leave the class, this class is for some other person, will we easily shift from here to any other place, or we will cancel our class? Should we cancel our class? No? आप लोग बताएं क्या किया है? ये तो बोली मैं बुलवा देता हूँ. Yes, my friend, she has said no, or either we have uttered or no. We are with her because yes, no, this time slot has been allotted to us, and without any logical reason, why should we leave it? Isn't it? We are from means this is class for itself. It means we have developed the awareness of each other. Why we are being able to develop this awareness for each other? Due to our day-to-day interaction in the under the roof of the same factory, the proletariats will develop. He has given the example about the farmers, that farmers, they are also poor, they are also being exploited, but they don't have the potential to overthrow the capitalism. The reason, they are class in itself. The farmers are exploited, poor, but they don't have any such platform where they can unite. Contrary to it, the proletariats, they are also poor, they are also poverty stricken or exploited, but they have one platform where they are uniting, and that is the reason he has bestowed his confidence on the proletariats that these will be the people who will overthrow the capitalism. Clear? This is about the subjective awareness, and this is about the objective reality. Now what he says, that the revolution will take place when subjective awareness and objective reality will take place. Subjective reality is we are workers. Objective reality is exploitation over here. Yes, he says that when the workers start considering that, what I had said earlier also, again, that when we are in the factory, we consider that yes, we are worker over here, but once we come out of the premise, the subjective awareness, our ethnic attachment from diverse section, they influences us, and so out of the premise we don't consider that we all are same. Only when we come into the factory we think about it. He says when both the subjective awareness and objective reality will become one, revolution is bound to take place, and this will overthrow the capitalism. Yes, my friend, this is the way he has talked about the class struggle or the class conflict which will take place in our society. He has talked about the class. First he has defined what is class according to him, and in this class which has been nurtured by the capitalism, he has also shown that how the capitalism is exploitative. This one. And then he has also shown that due to this exploitation, a revolution is bound to take place, and how that revolution will gather, because the process is going on. Isn't it? This process, pauperization, polarization, homogenization is going on. And once it will complete, the revolution will take place. And they will overthrow capitalism and a new system will come. What will be that? Yeah, but in simple way we can directly say communism. Isn't it? That will be the place where a person can enjoy their life, because as he has invested about communism, that as we have studied that for shorter span there will be socialism, then we will enter into communism where there won't be any state will wither away, and according to him it will be a place where a person can satisfy all their desires or all their creativity, because a person doesn't has only one specialization, they also enjoy fulfilling their other creative works. Means Garden of Eden will reappear in communism. Yes, it has been considered by a scholar that he has given a right analysis about the disease or the exploitation, but wrong medicine, wrong treatment, because treatment should not be revolution, but other negotiation can also take place. Yes, now we will do critical evaluation of Marx theory of class struggle. Okay? Yes, please.
Class in itself is related to objective reality.
Yes, class. See, what is objective reality? Yeah, what is objective reality? That is the exploitation that is taking place. Isn't it? Not consciousness, but actually it is taking place. The same thing, class in itself is also talking about a category. Isn't it talking about a category? We are not conscious about our existence. And here he says that till you both of them won't become one, the revolution won't take place. We have the object, we are exploited, but we don't feel it. Subjectively, when you start feeling those things, then the revolution will take place. As I gave the example, class in itself, the farmers, they are also exploited, but they don't have any platform where they can become one. Okay?
So what is homogenization?
Yeah, homogeny, or homo means becoming one. Isn't it? These are the process. Pauperization, you are becoming more poorer and poorer. And already in polarization we have discussed that such a situation will be created by capitalism that even the independent workers, they will be squeezed to come to any one of the poles. Means polarization. And this is the process which will bring homogenization. Means all of the people are coming, only two camps we are having. That is the bourgeois and the proletariats. Now what will happen again, means due to these two processes, you have joined one of the camp. Then onward I started saying that how the we feeling will develop, because under the factory system developing, this is giving us the opportunity to become one. Solidarity among the proletariats will come under the factory system. And that is also talking about homogenization. We are becoming day to day, because man is a social animal. Under this influence, we are becoming more friendly, because from years to years we are working together. And when we become friends, we will start talking about the exploitation of the bourgeois or the boss. That is the process of the homogenization. Okay? Okay, Marx has said that revolution will take place in which type of society? The peasant society. Means you people want a stimulator that whatsoever I will say, you will just say opposite of it. Okay, capitalist society, isn't it? Yes, we have studied that he has talked about. Remember, all his concepts and theories revolves around the capitalism, analysis of exploitation, and criticism of capitalism. Everywhere we have gone through 4 sections, everywhere you have find the same. We are doing critical.
Attacked by capitalists.
Yeah.
Was he not attacked by capitalists for saying?
Yeah, naturally his life was not, when you are against the society, life won't be that much of easy. But here we are doing sociological analysis, 100 of years has passed. So when you are a pro-changer, you will have to go through lot of change. Means, what you can say, lot of criticism even from the society itself, lot of trouble you will have to accept. Now we are talking about critical evaluation. First thing, he has said that in capitalist society, revolution will take place. Why? Because according to him, only the proletariats has the power to overthrow capitalism, because they will be united. Isn't it? Logically he has explained it. But in reality, if we see that communist revolution has taken place in different parts of the world, China, Cuba, Russia, first 1917 Russia, all these areas where communist revolution has taken place, they were peasant society, not industrial society. Contrary to his assumption, he has said that the proletariats will overthrow the capitalism. But here we find that this communist revolution has taken place in those areas which were peasant society. First wrong. Critical evaluation we are doing over here. Even in Europe, in some of the country like Romania and other Eastern Europe, communist revolution had taken place, but they were also not that much of industrialized as the western part of the Europe. In western part of Europe, we never found any such type of revolution which were highly proletariat or the capitalist society. Other to it, it has been said that Lenin, the Lenin which brought the communist revolution, some scholars say it is a textbook revolution. Textbook revolution means what Marx has assumed, he has converted it. And in between, just to confirm his authority, he has said that, actually Marx has said, although he had not said, but he has manipulated the situation, and he has said that wherever there is no proletariats, it is the duty of the state to create proletariats, just to justify himself, because we find that in all this area, after communist revolution, industrialization took place, and industrialization brought proletariats. It is not that proletariats brought industrialization, means created the communist society, but industrialization created the proletariats in the peasant society after revolution. As it was said that before revolution such thing will happen, but in reality we find after revolution such thing has happened. Other to it, why all the solutions should come through conflict or revolution itself? In modern capitalist society, remember, as the society is maturing, the capitalist society is also becoming mature. And it is not conflict is necessary to be in the society, but it is not necessary that all the conflicts should be violent. It should be revolutionary. If there is some trouble in the company, the management can talk with the leader of the proletariats. They can come to some solution, and most of the solution comes in this pattern. Doesn't it come? In modern time, now remember, capitalists are more progressive and adjusting with the change in the society. We have trade unions. The management talks with them and they come to the solution instead of bringing a revolution. Other to it, Weber says that the proletariats, what Marx has said, that they will become united, will never become united. He gives his own logic. He said that Marx has just talked about two types of society, sociologically, owners and non-owners. But he says that more also we should see the broader aspect in a sociological sense. He said that we can classify it into 4 categories. Upper class, and industrial laborer or manual workers. He said that this is the 4 different classes. Property, upper class, the bourgeois class of Marx. Marx has said bourgeois and the proletariats. This indicates about the property, upper class, Marx, bourgeois. And manual workers, it more also talks about Marx, proletariat. And in between is there other classes. He said that there is property-less white collars, the administrator, the managers, the supervisors, they come under the propertyless white collars. And petite bourgeois, small bourgeois means, as I say, shopkeepers of small installment. These are the petite bourgeois. And manual workers, industrial worker, what is proletariats. Marx has envisaged that due to homogenization, all the working class people will get united, become one. He said there is no such condition in the society which will make them one. If to focus on the proletariats means the industrial workers. Manager is also a worker in the industry. Propertyless white collar means they are not manual workers, they are the people who are doing the service to the in the company. Remember, they are also the decision maker. Technocrats or the management, they are the main decision maker of any company. But in terms of Marx, they will be non-owners, means they will be proletariats. In fact, in a company, both of these comes under the proletariats according to Marx's definition. But in fact, in the company, both had different market situation or position. They have hefty salary. Not only salary, that is material income, but also they have job satisfaction. You don't own the company, but you are one of the decision maker. Isn't it? That also gives you a satisfaction in the company. On the other hand, these manual workers, they don't have high salary. Other to the position in the company is of very low profile. isn't it? Now, do you think that the manager as well as the lower class level labor, will they develop a feeling in the company that we are, both of us are non-owners? Impossible. Never. Because although they are non-owners, but they are very much satisfied with their job. They are the decision maker. They enjoy their life. They have a specialization of a specific skill, and that specific skill has higher market value, isn't it? And that is the reason. These skills, what they have, they also have some semi skills and other, but it can be easily replaced by another person, but this cannot be replaced. And so he says that never the homogenization will take place or the worker class will become united. Yes, he says that gradually with the more maturity of capitalism, division of labor will take place, more specialization will take place in the society, and that will lead to another way of interaction, not the other to it. In modern time, just take service sector. The main service nowadays is service sector. Remember, in manufacturing sector, more workers are there than the higher position. In service sector, in an office you can find 4 to 5 peons and hundreds of engineers working in a factory, means in an office, isn't it? They are, these hundreds of engineers, they are white collar worker, isn't it? So with the progress, it is been said that instead of considering that the proletariats will find themselves dissatisfied with the capitalism, no, with the maturity of capitalism, more advancement in the education will take place, more skilled laborer will come into the industry, and you will find that those who were unskilled, the next generations are becoming skilled. The transformation is taking place. It means we'll have a large army of white collar jobs, not this one. Means the society will transform itself from the manual work to the service sector or the white collar job. And then we know that these white collar jobs are not dissatisfied with the proletariats, and this way the changes are going on, isn't it? From manufacture sector, now we are moving towards the service sector, and this has the capability to create more respectable jobs. Yes, Goldthorpe and Locke, they did a case study in Europe on the wax factory, where the workers were having good salaries, although they were workers. But he said that due to better treatment, they were very much satisfied with the company. Other to it, what happens to the middle class or the white collar workers when they will get better salary? Instead of investing there or keeping that salary to overthrow the capitalism, they will start taking up the tradition of the capitalist way of behavior, isn't it? We try to imitate ourselves and to try to keep ourselves in the group of the elites. The better the conditioning, more you will try to go through the upper class people, you will try to imitate their lifestyle, even the behavior. It was found in the case study of wax factory by Goldthorpe. So instead of saying that the proletariats or the working class is becoming unhappy, if they are well kept, they feel comfortable. Lansky, contemporary of Marx, he says, you are talking about inequality in income. He said that only income or property inequality or axis of property doesn't brings inequality in the society. He said that it is easier if income is the only reason of inequality, we can manage to become equality in the society. But this is not the main problem. He said that actually it is not the inequality in income, but the main problem is in inequality in power. He says, in our society we have different source of power. Handful of people are powerful, and those people who are powerful, they have access or they capture the taxation period. They capture the taxes, the treasures. And remember, when you have control over the treasury of the country, automatically you will become wealthy. Isn't it? So he said that on the basis of power, the inequality comes in the society. We can also talk about China, a communist country, but you will find that there is a handful of minority group known as Politburo. They are the most powerful people of the country, having a lavish life. Why? Because they have control over the power. And in fact, Marx's anticipation of classless society, in fact it is not going to take place in the society, because we can see the example that Politburo, who tries to control the society, themselves become powerful and they are very much rich. Other to it, remember, in human, because we are human being has special thing that we have norms and values. Norms and values are created to discipline us, to maintain our system of interaction. We have created rules and regulation to regulate ourselves. Can you envisage any such society where no rules and regulation exist? The society will be in total chaos. The powerful will again start exploiting the people. Means there should be a regulatory body to control the society. And when there is a regulatory body, naturally they will be powerful. So to say that classless society to come, it is, some scholars say that it is utopian. Appears good to think about it, but in reality it can never take place. Okay? We have gone through first we have gone through the class struggle, what was thought by Marx, we have gone through the process, the classes, and then we have gone through the critical evaluation of the same process by the other scholars. Okay friends, today we have completed our last topic of Marx, class struggle. From Monday we will start Durkheim, division of labor. On Sunday we will have class test, the first test. I hope majority of you people will be there. Remember my friend, class test is not about testing your eligibility. I know that most of you don't have the background of sociology. But that from your class test I will come to know that what remedy you need, what the strength you have, or how to write so, because this is a training phase, not about the personal eligibility or personal merit, but more also it is to train yourself that how betterment can be done. Okay, so I invite you people on Sunday, क्योंकि वो तो आपका दिन होगा. I will be relaxed, and remember, be serious in your class. What I have said, that at the completion of our classes you will be 50% sociologist. अभी तो 4-5 पॉइंट आप लोग हो गए हैं, आंसर्स देने लगे हैं, and this will be the tactical way. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, any question now?